Hello, my name is Randy Ashenbrenner. We're here in B-Wing, Soledad Central, and we are having a GOGI meeting today. GOGI first started in 2011 here at Central Facility in the gym. Sometimes the inmates here may work and they can't go to Friday night GOGI from 4 to 6. So we have Friday night GOGI here from 6 to 8 o'clock at night.
I feel the importance of doing it in the wing is that when we do it on Friday nights in the gym, there's over 100 people involved. And to get into the Friday night meetings, they have a sign up, which takes approximately sometimes over a year to get involved in GOGI. So in the building, we run this every 13 weeks. We put a sign up in the building, and then we invite people into Friday nights from 6 to 8 after dinner. So it's another opportunity to attend a self-help group, to help change your lives, to make better decisions. And the way we do it is we meet back here in the back of the day room. But that's one of the ways that we help each other is by giving the 12 tools of GOGI. So that's kind of how it started in B-Wing, and we want to encourage as many people as possible to start it wherever you may be, whether it's on the streets, whether it's in prison, county jail, whatever it is. So it's an opportunity not only to help yourself, but to help other people.
One thing good about GOGI B-Wing is when the facility is locked down and we still have day room, GOGI is not stopped. We can always come out and have our GOGI meetings. We don't have to miss a meeting and come back in 2 or 3 weeks. So that's one good thing positive about GOGI and B-Wing. It hardly ever stops. We have it every week after week.
One thing he was talking about too is that this doesn't cost any money. In the gym, they pay a sponsor to supervise a group. In here, we're already supervised. So it saves money, it gives people an opportunity to better themselves and make better choices. For us, one of the first things we do is we set ground rules. And it's not just me and Randy setting the ground rules, it's everybody setting the ground rules. So what are some things that will make this a safe environment so that you could share, so that you can open up, maybe talk about some things that you've never shared in your life. So one thing is definitely confidentiality. Another thing is agreeing to disagree. There may be someone in the group who says something that you don't necessarily agree with, and that's okay. We're not here to fix somebody, we're here to share our experiences and invite somebody into a different perspective. I can't tell you what you're doing is wrong, and I don't think I have the right to do it. What are some of the other things that we came up with, ground rules for this group?
That what we speak about in the group stays within our group, that we don't talk about it outside the group?
Yeah, we don't share it with your cellie, we don't share it on the yard, we don't point and laugh at people, things like that.
Not interrupting others, let the man speak.
Yeah. So allowing people to share what they want to share. Another rule is to keep your sharing from 3 to 5 minutes. We want everybody in the group to participate. We have a set amount of time. So just to be aware of that, we want everybody to share, everybody to speak. Is there anything else you guys can think of?
Cross-talking. We don't do any cross-talking. I'm not having a conversation with my neighbor while other people are sharing.
So we give everybody our full attention, and if we're talking about subject, it's not just me and him talking about the subject. We invite everybody into the conversation. That's pretty much the ground rules. The thing about GOGI is you have it wherever you can have it. If you have to use a laundry cart or some buckets, wherever you can do GOGI, you do GOGI.
And now we're going to call the meeting to order. Guys, if we turn to page 97, and I'll start the reading. Call the meeting to order. We are gathered here today as a GOGI community, like-minded individuals who claim responsibility for our lives in our own unique ways. We are including the use of the 12 tools of GOGI as a supplement to our existing and potential spiritual and social support system. We believe the 12 tools of GOGI help us on our journey toward internal freedom, regardless of any perceived differences, including religion, race, age, gender, or preferences. And we welcome any individual who wishes to add the 12 tools of GOGI to their life, regardless of perceived differences. We understand that the 12 tools of GOGI are simple tools that may enhance many other practices that promote our health and well-being. We further acknowledge the 12 tools of GOGI as positive decision-making tools to help us in our daily lives.
The purpose of GOGI is to provide simple tools to anyone interested in making more positive decisions in their lives. We do this through self-corrective education, GOGI group meetings, and through the example of living our life the GOGI way. The GOGI is offered to any human being seeking change in his or her life, and GOGI should not be withheld from anyone for any reason. GOGI is to be given and shared freely among all men, women, and children.
So the focus this week is the tool of let go.
12 tools of GOGI are bossing my brain, belly breathing, 5-second light switch, positive thoughts, positive words, positive actions, claim responsibility, let go, forgive, what if, reality check, and ultimate freedom.
This week we're exploring the tool of let go. We will have a reading and discussion of this tool, after which each participant will have time to reflect and discuss the use of this tool in their life. If you so choose, you will share your thoughts with the group after reflection time is complete.
Okay, you guys want to turn to page 52? And we'll do our first reading on the tool let go. This is the tool that helps you to move forward in life. Somebody want to read the first paragraph?
Practice is the only way we can perfect a skill. Let go is a tool, but it can also become a skill. This tool, however, can be painful for some. This is why we keep it simple from the beginning. We do not want you to let go of the big stuff too soon. After all, it is the big stuff which defined you for a very long time. It would be irresponsible to suggest you simply let go of the very thing which consumed your life thus far. Raylan, a die-hard GOGI student, wrote this about let go. I sit here now with the last of the story, but afraid to let go because I feel maybe I will disappear. What a profound realization. When what we have experienced in our life is our life, how can we let go? So rather than disappear, let's use let go on the little stuff. Your silly bunkie is making noise that are irritating. Rather than let it irritate you, practice let go. Use the tool let go and rid yourself of anything which might hold you back from being or feeling your best. Your depression causes you to swim in a sea of negativity. Use the tool let go and rid yourself of thoughts which keep you down. GOGI students tell us that the simple act of putting negativity in the palm of your hand, squashing it, and then tossing it away gets the emotion and the negativity out of their body so they can think more positively. Keeping it simple is always the best way to learn a new skill. When you can put balls of life's irritations in the palm of your hand, squash them, and let them out of your mind, only then will you be prepared to start tackling the big stuff. Let go is your freedom from being the victim. It is important to let go of victimizing yourself and negativity first. Let go of the little stuff, and sometimes the big stuff disappears along the way. You don't disappear, but the negativity has sometimes been let go and the new you has emerged.
Thank you.
Somebody else like to read?
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike here. Let go. GOGI in an instant. Key words. Let go. Hand squeeze, toss. In hand, put my bad thoughts and feelings in my hand. Squash, squeeze it, get it out of my body and mind. Toss it, I toss it in the air, in the trash, anywhere, anyway, from me.
Thank you.
Somebody else?
Let go is challenging for some, but there is a simple way to begin to practice let go in your daily life so that eventually you can use the tool to let go of the big stuff that causes big pain. Here is how to use let go every day. 1. Put it in your hand. I imagine that thought or feeling in my hand, out of my mind and out of my body. 2. Squash it. I crumple up that thought or feeling. I have the power to squash it. 3. Toss it. I can let go and toss it in the trash or the toilet or the sky or to the ground. I let go and let it go. 4. Let go. Out loud or silently, I say, I let go of anything and everything that holds me back. Once you get really good at using let go, to move beyond day-to-day irritations, you can use let go to help you let go of the big stuff. That stuff that keeps you awake at night or caught in the loop of bad decision making. Let go helps with everyday challenges, and every day helps with your entire life.
So we can see with this tool, let go, when you have a bad thought, a bad feeling, you put it in your hand, the feeling, the thought, you squash it and you toss it. You toss it in the air, you toss it in the trash can, out the window, and it's gone. That's how this tool helps us. So I have a question. What is something that you let go in the past that has helped you to move forward today? So I'll go first, then I'll pick somebody else, and you pick somebody until we've all answered the question. So something that I've let go in the past that's helped me move forward was my dependency on other people. As I was growing up, I depended on my siblings a lot until I turned like 18 years old, and they turned 19 and 20, they moved out. And then I started depending on my mom. I didn't believe I could handle the challenges of life and stuff on my own. Then at 26 years old, I got married, and I started depending on my wife. So when I came into prison, I've learned to start depending on myself. I need to let go of my dependency on other people. So I learned to become more independent in prison. And this tool, when I get these thoughts of I can't do it on my own, I put it in my hand, I squash it, and I toss it and let it go. And these GOGI tools have given me that freedom, and they give me the ability to control my body. When I do belly breathing, I can control myself and I can make the right decision to grab any negative thought, put it in my hand, squash it, and let it go. So these GOGI tools have helped me tremendously. I thank GOGI for these tools. So I'll pick, Bob, you want to go next?
Okay, for me, let go came instrumental in letting, I had a habit of harboring anger and resentment. And giving a good example is I had a guy steal some racing parts from me about 25, 30 years ago, about $5,000 worth of parts. And I held on to that until just the last couple of years. I just couldn't let it go. Angry and angry and angry. You know, I actually got angrier the more I thought about it. Through the help of these groups, and GOGI in particular, I was able to finally look at that. What am I hanging on to that for? What good is that doing me? And I wouldn't speak to the guy. I'm still in contact with his mother. When I call the house, I wouldn't speak to him on the phone and this type of thing. Well, finally, he actually came through and offered me a job if I get out on parole. So for me to harbor that anger was, all negative till I started talking to him, and then we got to talking, and he actually offered me a job when I get out. So I can see that finally to let these things work for me, it actually works. It allows me to move forward. So letting go for me is just that. Let go and move forward. Anybody else want to share? Thanks, Mike.
Let go. I had a problem with controlling. I was always trying to control my girlfriend. Back before I came to prison, she became she came into a lot of money, and I was trying to control her and try to make her do what I thought was right with her money, but she had different thoughts with what she wanted to do with money, and drinking got involved and things got out of control. I wound up here in prison. Now I use let go by me going to the board on the first of the month and being denied 3 years. I had a hard time letting that go. A few days went by, and I just picked myself right back up and let it go and kept participating in these programs like we're doing right here, because I had a close friend that was going to his board hearing, and he was talking about giving up, and I couldn't let him see me give up, so I had to show him a good example by me keep moving forward.
Terrific. Thank you.
That's mine.
You want to go?
Sure. Something that I would like to let go of, that I have let go of, is my old beliefs, my false sense of pride. I too was controlling and Mr. Know-It-All, and I'll be the first to tell you that I don't know it all. Thanks to the GOGI tools, I'm proud of things that I do that are positive now. Before I was proud over silly things, gangs, and how we believed our machismo was and how you had to be tough. Definitely my old ways of thinking, I've let go, and that has helped me move on in a positive and productive way. Nyok, would you like to share with us?
That let go, I had this negative emotion before of envy. When I was on the street, I envy people for what they had, for the money they had. To me, the life seems normal, perfect. You know, the families they had was, you know, it seemed loving. I envy that. You know, coming to prison, you know, I started having a tremendous appreciation for what I had, and it's funny. The only thing I want now is what I have and not what I wanted before, you know. And I let go of that envy. Something today that I'm trying to work on is to not underestimate myself, you know. I have to believe that whatever I put myself out there to do, that I can accomplish, succeed at it, you know. And not let the past critics define who I am today. That's me.
Let's see. What I have let go of is my old ways of thinking, especially the type of people I surround myself with. I always used to want to be around the cool crowd, you know, the troublemakers and all that. But ever since I started taking GOGI, I've surrounded myself with more positive people. I got to this prison not too long ago, and I landed right here in the perfect place in B-Wing, and right away I was able to join GOGI. And it's nice to have people with positive thoughts and are there to help you and assist you in different things. And that's what I've let go of, trying to be the guy that I was before. And I think I'm a much better person now, and GOGI's been helping me out with that.
So you're saying we're not cool or something? Or?
No, we're cool.
For me, something I've been able to let go has been my addiction to alcohol and drugs. I've been using drugs and alcohol from about 10, 12 years old. And it came to a point in my life where it wasn't working for me anymore. And a lot of times they say you can't just get rid of something and let it go. But you can. It's a choice. And one thing that I've replaced it with has been GOGI, the 12 tools of GOGI. So something I've let go is my addiction to alcohol and drugs. One thing that I found out when it comes to me and alcohol and drugs is I found out I was allergic to alcohol and drugs. When I drink or use alcohol, I break out in handcuffs. So I can't use it anymore. So go ahead. Next reading.
All right, you guys. Want to turn to page 79?
You want to read?
Okay, page 79, yeah.
All right.
Read a paragraph.
Okay, let go. Let go is a tough tool for many people. This is because once something happens, something terrible or massively influential in your life changes around that event. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your very being adjust to what happened. This could be that someone close to you was killed or something really bad happened to you as a child. It could be the first time you got high or when you were abandoned or betrayed. It could be the trauma you experienced from falling victim to an addiction which stole years from your life. Whatever the event was, it began to become part of your identity, and eventually you excluded options which may have been more positive. It might sound easy just to let go, to simply move beyond, but it is not. Here's an example which shows just how difficult it is. If you swap the situation described below to fit your own life, you will understand why let go is nearly impossible for many people and why holding on is the reason people play out unproductive and negative lifestyles. Hanging on is what fills our jails and prisons. Let go is a tool, albeit a difficult tool, which can solve a myriad of life's disappointments and frees anyone who makes a point of learning let go. Let's say in this example you have identified yourself as someone from your city all your life. You are the one, and everyone comes to you for advice and counsel, and your life in your city just so happens to create an environment where drugs, crime, and people getting locked up happen every day. You are important in your city. You have a place, a life, a reputation, and a history. But what happens if you let go and are not living in your city and instead you move somewhere where no one knows you? What happens if you are in another town? What happens when you let go?
Somebody else like to read?
Here is what happens. Your entire identity is subject to change. It's a challenge because you really are not like the people in the new town because you think, talk, and act like someone who's been around drinking drugs, jail, and killing for your entire life. It is likely you identify with the people in the new town who drink, do drugs, and talk a lot about things that are illegal. Do you see that let go is not going to be easy? Let go is not easy, nor is it for the weak. To actually let go of these things that create negativity in your life can be lonely, boring, confusing, or depressing. Let go may seem downright impossible. Let go requires you to be able to identify with another identity. If you are not known in connection with your city, who are you? Here's an example. If you have the focus that you are going to do whatever it takes to be a drug treatment counselor for kids, then that new identity needs to be clear in your mind so that the old identity of being known as a king in your city takes on a new meaning and be an example for good. Having something positive to grab makes let go easier. Additionally, let go permits you to handle the present more powerfully. Someone disrespected you. Let go of the need for instant retaliation, which will only get you in more trouble. Someone lied, cheated, or stole. Let go of the need for immediate revenge. Let go does not mean you need to be a perpetual victim. It means to let go of overreacting, reacting too quickly, creating drama, or dragging others down to that old worn road which leads to trouble. Let go keeps you from falling back into old patterns. Let go requires you to move beyond all that has happened and all the negativity which is included in your definition of self. Let go is a great tool if you are tired of carrying the weight of negativity around throughout your life.
Thank you. So the next question we have is, what do you need to let go of today that will help you to move on and go forward? So what we're going to do is that we're going to have an exercise, and whatever we need to let go of today that help us move on, we're going to throw it in the trash can. Put it in your hand, squash it, and toss it, and throw it in the trash can. So I'll go first. Life is managed, it's not cured. So I still have problems. I still have bad emotions and negative emotions, and I'm still selfish, I'm still greedy, and I'm still prideful at times and jealous, and I get angry at times. So I'm going to grab all that in my hand, and I'm going to squash it, and I'm going to throw it in the trash can right here today. Bam. So now I'm going to pick Mike. What do you need to let go of today that would help you move forward?
Today I need to let go of when people are talking bad things about you, disrespecting you, and I'm going to grab that and throw it in the trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today, I'm going to let go of any old ways of thinking that emerge throughout my day, whether it be thoughts, words, and actions. That was heavy.
Pick somebody.
Go ahead.
Me, I'm gonna let go of my pride. My pride is what always gets me in trouble, so I'm gonna let go of that.
There we go.
Pick somebody.
Let's see. I will have to get rid of those untoward thoughts that constantly keep me in the places I should not be. Put them in my hand, crumple them up. Let's see, can I make it? Yeah, I made it.
Today, I let go of my critics and my self-doubt. You know,
My depression and, my selfishness and, that's what I'm going to try to get rid of today.
Get rid of him.
I'm gonna let go of my temper when I hear people talking about other guys I know, friends of mine, saying bad things about them, and it gets me upset. I'm just gonna let go of that, toss that.
For me, the biggest thing I need to let go of is alcoholism. That's the biggest downfall of my entire life.
Something I'm going to let go of today is insecurity. When I was about 8 years old, my mother, who suffered from depression and alcoholism, I was walking to the restroom about 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was drunk and she was listening to oldies. And she tells me, the reason I had you was to keep your father around. So as I grew up, I was like, man, how come I'm not good enough that my own dad doesn't want me? And I would make decisions from there. And when I was about 15, she tells me, I know you're gangbanging, I know you're selling drugs, and I know you're, using. I can't do anything to stop you. So part of me was like, yeah, I get to stay out as late as I want. But there's a part of me that I didn't realize until a year or two ago, and with the help of GOGI, is that I grew up making decisions from a place where I felt I wasn't good enough. I mistreated people. I treated people like objects. I used people. I hurt a lot of people because I made up a story that I'm not worthy. They're going to eventually leave. So, I have to have multiple people in my life because I don't want to be alone. Everyone's going to eventually leave me. And it was a lie I told myself. I had said, since my mother left, well, everyone else is going to leave too. So the thing that I'm letting go of today is allowing my past to dictate my future. So I'm going to take care of that.
Okay, so all of our ill will feelings are gone now in that trash can. Thank you. Letting go is one of my favorite tools. Whenever I have a negative thought, a selfish thought, I simply use my 5-second light switch, which is my timeout. Then I take some deep breaths, which is my belly breathing. And then I use the boss of my brain. And I go to the tool, let go. And I put it in my hand, I squash it, and I toss it. And that helps me to be eternally set free. These tools really do work if we use them. You know how you guys are using them week in and week out. They do work, and we're here today to learn the GOGI tools and spread the GOGI tools to other people in the facility. So I'm going to ask you guys if you have any closing thoughts or any questions about today's tool or any other tool.
Earlier this week, I was confronted with a situation out in Yard while attempting to purchase my canteen, and I confronted somebody who had some harsh words. And I responded in a negative way at first, but then I started with positive thoughts, thinking that there is a different way to handle this situation. Used boss of my brain. The 5-second light switch was definitely of good use. So I proceeded to follow it through with positive words and positive actions. I apologize in the end. If it wasn't for the GOGI tools that time, it would have been a regretful moment, let's just say that. So I'm glad to have a different way of handling situations now, and I'm grateful for the tools that GOGI has given me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, my name is Bob. This week I got my psych report, which wasn't completely positive, and I kind of let it get to me, and I wanted to shut down and just kind of give up. You know, going to the board is stressful enough. That just adds one more layer to it. And I let it get to me, but I had to sit back and use that tool, let go, you know, process it, deal with it, use positive thoughts and positive actions and move forward. And for me, it's very difficult, but I get locked onto something. So having this tool, this simple tool, allows me to do just that, process it and move on. And I'm thankful to have these tools and be able to do that.
Thank you.
Something I wanted to share real quick is there's a few guys in this group today that have been here multiple times. They go through it like every time we have it. Mr. Ernie right here, he's a peer coach in training. It's great to not only get involved and go through the group, but give it to other people. As a family of GOGI, we've been given a gift. And this isn't a gift that we just keep to ourselves and put in our cell and put it under the bunk. It's something that you give to other people. And for many years in my life, I believe that the happier I would be the more that I get and the more I hold on to. But it's actually the opposite. The more I give, the happier I am. And for a person who believed that he had nothing to offer, GOGI gives me a great opportunity to give something to somebody else. One more thing that I wanted to share was we're actually back here in the GOGI meeting, and there's a guy, after he went through, he was like, you know what? It kind of reminds me of when I was a kid and I had a toolbox, and I would just throw tools in there. I didn't know the names of them. I would just throw them in there when I wanted them. Somebody would be like, hey, can you give me the tool that looks like this? And it would take about 15 minutes to get to it. He said when he got into the military, everything is in order. They have cutouts for the tool. They have the name of the tool, so that when you need the tool, you can grab it instantly. You have a name for it. And that's the same thing with GOGI. GOGI gives you an opportunity to hold on to some tools, access these tools in an instant. And one thing about this is that you're part of a family now. There's thousands of people involved in GOGI. You're never alone. And thanks for being here.
Thank you. Now we're going to close off with the GOGI pledge. You guys could just repeat after me. May our commitment to the study of GOGI.
May our commitment to the study of GOGI
grant us the joy.
Grant us the joy
of giving and receiving.
Of giving and receiving.
So that our inner freedom.
So that our inner freedom
may be of maximum service.
May be of maximum service.
To those we love.
To those we love.
And infinite others.
And infinite others.
Thank you. Keep on GOGI.
One thing about GOGI in the building is that it gives us an opportunity to meet once a week for an hour or so. And like the gentleman mentioned, he was able to land in the swing, and as soon as he came, he had found out through his wife, through the internet, that GOGI was in this institution. They mentioned some people to him to get in contact with, and as soon as he found out he was in this building, he asked immediately, how do I get involved? So not only for him, but for other people, how has this experience been for you? How is it for you being able to come to the building and not have to travel other places? as far as just being able to come to the building and share GOGI with a group of men, as well as building camaraderie while we're in here. You know, you're in the building with somebody for years and you may have never spoke to them, but being in the group in the building, you start meeting people and build relationships. So how's this experience been for all of you?
Well, for me, like I said, I had just gotten here from another prison, and I was on orientation. And my very first phone call to my wife, when I got off orientation, she said, "Babe, they have a GOGI program there that I want you to get involved in." As soon as I got here, I came on a mission. My mission was to get here, get in classes, and better myself. And GOGI was the class that my wife wanted me to take. And she already knew all about it. She had already ordered a book for me. She already knew everything about it. So as soon as I got here and she found out that I was already trying to get in the class and I was already getting involved, she was super happy. And I'm glad that I was able to get in the class and not have to wait however long it is that they have us waiting. I was able to get in right away thanks to Johnny. I was really into it, so he helped me get into it, and for that reason I'm thankful.
Anybody else have to share?
I would. When I came here also, I was in his state of mind because I had just gone through my first initial board hearing. I'm still somewhat ashamed to say that my behavior in prison wasn't positive in any way. And all my behavior caught up to me, and I'm paying consequence for that, for my behavior here. And I reached that part in my life where I had to make a choice of what it is that I wanted. I had nothing but regret with my old behavior. So when I came here, I prayed for a new beginning. I got transferred here. I had already started my self-help in other places, but it was just superficial. And when I got here, this was the best thing. And when I found out that they had a meeting here in the building, and to be in a group with people that you see in the morning, when we go to breakfast, you open your doors, and it's those positive faces that we see. I'm lucky enough to live next to Randy. I got a bunch of good neighbors. To be around the people that we socialize with and that we meet with is an added bonus, because when we have hard times, I've had a hard day, and when I come into the wing, I look for these positive faces to give me that strength. When I relapse, I'll go to one of them and I'll share with them, and it makes it that much easier to be able to share and to move on by sharing. It's great to be able to come here, and when our meeting is over, we don't have to wait for an unlog or come down a corridor and get stuck outside. We can go right to ourselves from here. It makes it that much better. It just makes it easy to sign yourself up. This is my second time in a GOGI, and it's the first time I ever heard of GOGI, and it is so easy and basic. Like I told Johnny, I go, good luck getting rid of me, because I'm just gonna keep signing up, and as long as I'm not taking somebody else's seat, I'm gonna stay in the group, because it keeps me on that path that I wanna be. Well, that's the difference. Not that I wouldn't go to the gym class. If I had to wait a year, I'll wait a year.
This is my third time through GOGI, and I appreciate the simple aspect of it. It's a simple set of tools that allow me to think quickly if I need a tool. Secondarily, like Johnny touched on, the fellowship in GOGI, you know, to see friendly faces when you come out, to meet new people. It's just a good and positive thing all the way around. I'm glad I signed up again for the third time. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm David Hicks. I probably wouldn't have signed up for this, except I looked at the list and I seen familiar names on that list, and I thought, you know what, I've been seeing this go on in B Wing for years now. And all the other guys in the wing pretty much leave these guys alone in the back half of the wing and let them run this program every week. And you know, with all the familiar faces, it's a lot easier to get into and come right out of your cell, come down here and do it. You already know all these guys, a lot more comfortable. Makes things a lot easier in here, doing it in here. That's all.
I'm new to the GOGI. Like I said, I'm still working on, you know, a lot of the tools. Like Dave and Bob and Randy say, it, you know, the familiar, you know, and I look forward to the meetings, you know, and because some days I have problems, but then I listen to some of the other guys and I said, you know what, I'm not alone, you know, and it does help. It does help. And I want to thank all you guys, you know, I look forward to seeing you.
I like coming here because I get a sense of community with these guys, you know, because on a regular basis, I might not even talk to these guys, you know, but once I hear them talk and they share their stories, and I don't see them for their colors. I see them for who they are, for their humanity. You know, because they share stories of what they've been through, and it touched me where I'm like, man, I've been through the same thing. You know? I like coming here and getting that sense. You know.
One thing that has really came up for me about GOGI is a lot of us been doing time with each other for over 20 years, and we know each other when we weren't at our greatest, when we were getting high and drinking in prison, when we were bringing in drugs and stuff like that. And you have someone go through GOGI and they start making better decisions, and they stop getting high every day, and they stop using cell phones, and they stop being violent. And you know, for a long time, my excuse was, well, I'm never getting out of prison, why change? There's this thing called integrity, and that's doing the right thing when nobody's looking. And as you go through GOGI and your life starts transforming, other people see you and like, damn, I want some of that. Like, how can I finally work on getting out? How can I get some hope? How can I build some community? How can I change my life? How can I transform my life? And if anybody's asking, GOGI's the answer. So,
Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else? Anything they want to add?
I'll share.
Okay.
GOGI is a positive tool that I use. Back then, I was always negative and doing negative things. And there's this old saying, if you hang around somebody that's smart, you eventually rub off on you and you'll get smart. So I use GOGI as a smart tool in my life. And eventually it's going to rub off and keep me positive.
It has already.
There it is there.
My name is Raymond, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Ernie, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Mike, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Bob, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Johnny, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Randy, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Dave, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Andy, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Nyuk, and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Mike, and I am a face of GOGI.